As always, hey guys, happy Tuesday. Listen to the chirp, respect the chirp, the talk, the singing of the birds. You hear them year round, but on these spring days, I think it feels good to them. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, because these birds, our birds, the birds that God allows us to enjoy, they have been singing their butts off, right? Chirping, talking, singing. Chirping, talking, singing. Chirping and talking and singing their little, their little tails off. You look different, Roof Roof. Up the hill, y'all. Up the hill, up the hill. There's these long bones and long muscles to get up this hill. Don't run, don't jog. I'm so tempted to trot up the hill. Boom, 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 boom. Launch up the hill. Resistance, resistance. Forget it. We got almost to the top without jogging a little bit. We got a quiet walk and talk until someone comes in here, okay? But we got to give our professional disclaimer, right? Don't do anything you hear me say to do or see me do, anything that you hear me say that I do, right? If you do, you do so at your own risk, okay? Remember, always consult, contact, communicate with, talk to your healthcare professionals, your primary healthcare provider, right? Your doctor. Some of you may go to a nurse practitioner. Many of them have PhDs, right? Your physician's assistant, right? Whoever is able to prescribe you a medication or anything, any type of treatment, always consult them. Your specialty doctors, your dietitian, your nutritionist. Remember, had any injuries in the past? Physical therapist, occupational therapist, fitness coach. You got a personal trainer who comes to your home, one that you see at the gym. You're a nurse. If you can't talk to your doctor or your nurse practitioner or your physician's assistant, your nurse, your registered nurse, always consult them before starting, restarting, changing, or ending any exercise plan, routine, regimen, or curriculum that you have. And always do your own research. Most of the nuggets we drop in LionsPride, because we drop nuggets over here. Most of the nuggets we drop over here, you can Google and find through reputable sources information on those nuggets. Hey, Tashana. Hey, Tashana. Hey, Tashana. I'm sorry about that. I was talking to my neighbor about my little friend. He didn't run to the street to meet me today, but he was telling me that he was watching me come. I was like about 4 houses down, and he said that he was waiting on me. Y'all hear these happy birds? I'm telling you, they're happy. They're happy. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate it. I know that was Tashana, because nobody's been in here yet. So it had to be, besides Tashana, nobody else was in here. Then Tashana came in, and I got a thumbs up. Thank you, Tashana. So again, remember, keep the lines of communication open between you and your healthcare provider, or theirs with an S, and keep the lines of communication open between them. Make sure that they know that they're all on the same page, right? Make sure that they're all on the same page so that they know what to prescribe for you and what not to prescribe for you. One may say, I want you to do this, but another may say, no, not yet. So just make sure that there's open lines of communication between you and them, and between them. So we got traffic, y'all. We got action. So we're just gonna march. Because we got action. We keep moving. When we get a little traffic action, we just keep moving. One foot up, down, the other foot up and down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Sideways. Hey, Betty. Hey, retirement days. How are you? Gonna go back. Sideways. Now forward. Traffic is gone, and we move. We keep moving. Even when we have to stop, we just keep moving. Welcome into the chat. Hi, Betty. Hi, Tashana. How are you ladies doing? How are you ladies doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. You guys hear the birds? You hear our birds? You hear our birds talking, chirping, singing, enjoying this spring weather. The thing about it is, even when it was cold, some days they would be kind of loud. So even when it was cold, they'd be kind of loud. But with the warm weather, they have been having a blast. You hear chirp, 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 sing, 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 talk, 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 talk. They fly and talk, right? We walk and talk over here at LionsPride, and we listen to the birds as they sit and talk and do their thing. As they sit and talk and do their thing. It's Tuesday, y'all. So many different plants and trees are in bloom. These trees, different types of trees. We got so many, even in the grass, the little flowers that are blooming, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. You see pink, lavender, yellow, white. There's so much blooming right now. It's definitely spring. It's definitely spring. All of these trees have something on them. All of them. We got some red. We got pink, lavender, purple, white, off-white, red. We got leaves changing colors. We got everything going on. Everything. We got so much going on. We still got some pine cones. Pine trees falling. Hope you guys have had a great start to your week. We're about to hit midweek. And we are officially in the month of April. Happy April to everybody. Happy birthday to the April babies. Gotta make that, you know what? I shouldn't even say it now, but I've said it now. Because, hello, there have been plenty of times where I'm like, I'm gonna say happy birthday to whoever. I do that too. And then when I fall back and don't do it just to see the results, I see it once or twice and then I don't see it anymore. I'm like, people be people and people just be so pressed. People be so pressed over the slightest things. And when I say pressed, I don't mean in an angry way. It's just you got a boat, I got a yacht kind of thing. You're gonna do 20 push-ups, I'm gonna do 30. That kind of press. You're doing that, I do it too. I've always done it. Like, you have to turn your mouth up to the side, like, and give them that cut eye. Whatever. Just give them that whatever. It's the slightest things, y'all. The slightest things. Hey. Yeah. Good, how are you? See, we got people out here riding bikes. They're riding bikes, getting their exercise in. Bikes with no hands. We got people out here doing wheelies on their bikes. People are enjoying this weather. We got shorts. We got short shorts. We got Daisy Dukes. We got sundresses. We got A-shirts. We got a lot of things going on out here. And it's just because it feels so good outside. Especially right now. It's not even really overcast. It's just, and it's not really cloudy. The sun just isn't sunning as much. And we got a nice breeze. The sun isn't sunning as much. It's peeping out. It's peeping out here or there. But we got a nice breeze. So the sun isn't being too, you know, it isn't being too hard on us. Yep, the sun isn't being too hard on us right now. And if you work out here and you're going to be in the sun, remember to drink enough water. Drink plenty of water. Look it up and see how much you should be drinking. Okay, based on your weight. Sometimes people just run with, 6 to 8 ounce cups or glasses, and that's good. But some people base it on their weight. They may drink a cup or two more or less. And some people, it depends on any health issues that they may have. So I'm not going to just throw it out there to everybody. Just drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water if you're generally healthy and you have no fluid restrictions, okay? Be mindful of that. And if you have restrictions and you notice that your thirst has increased, it's getting hot, you exercise. If they tell you how much to drink and you notice that, wow, you want a little bit more, just open lines of communication, remember? Talk to your healthcare providers. It's all about the open lines of communication. And hopefully they'll be able to adjust it a little bit. But if you're generally healthy and you have no fluid restrictions, make sure that you get plenty of water. Make sure that you protect your skin. Just like when I say put on your protective gear when you're out here and it gets dark. If you're on your bike, have your reflectors on. Make sure that your bike brakes work. Okay, have on neon clothing. All right. Be mindful when you're walking in the sun, getting that vitamin D. Be mindful of your skin. Protect your skin. All skin tones. All skin tones. All skin tones. You figure out what number of protection you need as far as your sunscreen. But just make sure that you use some. Make sure that you drink enough water. Make sure that you use some and make sure that you drink enough water according to your fitness level. When it comes to that water, that's very important to say. That's very key to say. I'm just being nosy, y'all. Being nosy. Being inquisitive. That's a better way to say nosy. Being inquisitive. Being mindful. Watchful. It's another way to say nosy. Hold on. Okay. I had to be nosy. I had to be nosy. I had to be inquisitive. I had to be watchful. I had to be mindful. Okay. I had to ask a couple of questions. It all boils down to what? Being nosy. Being nosy. It all boils down to being nosy. So watch the legs move. Watch the legs move. Move those feet. Move those feet. Watch the legs and feet move. Keep moving. Keep moving. Be consistent and persistent about being consistent. Get up and move, get up and walk, get up and jog, skip, run, march, walk in place, dance, clean up, dance as you clean up to burn even more calories, right? Get on your stationary bike, get on your bike and ride around the neighborhood, up and down the street, ride at the park, use your treadmill, your walking pad, your elliptical. If you want to burn, look, if you want to tone, get on your mini stepper and tone. It'll help you burn a few more calories, but it'll definitely mostly contribute to you toning those calves, those hamstrings, those quadriceps. But if you're looking for some straight, pure cardio, get up and do any of those other things that I just mentioned, okay? Go mountain climbing, go hiking if you can. Just told you about 16 things to do, and at least 14 of them were free. And all the ones that, of the other 14, if they weren't absolutely free, maybe you had to make a one-time purchase, buy you a bike, a stationary bike, an elliptical, a treadmill, a stepper. It's just one big purchase, and that thing will last you for years. That thing will last you for years. Hey, Annie. Hi, LionsPride chat. How is everyone doing? How you doing, Annie? I'm doing good. How are you today? On this terrific Tuesday. I guess for some people it may be a terrific Tuesday, a tasty Tuesday, a talking Tuesday, hot topics Tuesday. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We got these birds out here. We're talking about all these signs of spring. It's officially spring. And it's, you can start to see it early. This person needs to cut their grass. It's not bad, but they need to cut it. But grass isn't so bad when it first starts to grow, because you get to see the dandelions, the other little, small flowers that grow. But when it starts to, when it starts to get when it starts to tapping on your legs a little bit too much, you about need to cut it. You need to cut it. Lanny laughing. Yeah, Annie, some of them, they take forever. And it's like, go ahead and cut your grass, okay? Now, they don't let it grow up to look like weeds, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Most people around here, they'll go ahead and cut it. They'll go ahead and cut it. They cut this one, and now you got this one right here that needs to be cut. So that's about as bad as it gets. As long as they don't let the weeds just take over, nobody will say anything. Nobody will say anything. But I remember growing up, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, father, all of them, they did not feel right if everybody else's grass was low and theirs wasn't low enough. Like they felt like everybody's yard should match. And we used to be like, Pops, you can't tell these people when to cut their grass. Now, if it's just ridiculous, of course. But some of them, they just, they let it grow a little bit. Like maybe like that. Or even a little bit higher than that. But some, oh my gosh, some they act like they got a cornfield going on. Some of them act like they got a cornfield out there. A cornfield. And they used to be like, even our grandmothers and my mother and stuff, they be like, cut the grass. Y'all have those mothers, they're like, if dad don't get up and do something fast enough, they be like, that's okay, I'll do it. And then your dad be like, your granddad, or your uncles, your brothers, they be like, I got it. They don't, look, when you ask most moms, most women in the family, they don't expect to have to ask, right? They expect you to do. And then when they do ask, they don't want to ask you more than twice. A lot of them don't want to ask you more than once, but they definitely don't want to ask you more than twice. And you haven't done it. It's gonna be some attitude going on. It's gonna be some attitude going on. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Gonna be some attitudes flying. And they'll get out there and do it. And the way the men are in my family, they're like, nah, give it here. And then if you just won't give it to them, because it's like you ticked off at that point, they act like that next time they're gonna try to say, well, you didn't do this, so I'm gonna do it. I told you last time I was gonna do it. They don't like that. And they don't want the neighbors to see you out there doing it, and they're there. Now, you could be out there working with them. They good with that. You could be out there working with them, but they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you out there doing it, and they don't want the neighbors to see you doing it. Now, that's most real men. Good, strong, masculine thinking men. Oh, yeah, hold on. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. I was looking back, y'all, because when I passed by my little barking buddy, his papa told me, his daddy told me that he was getting ready. Like he saw me about 4 houses down. So I was just curious to see, because sometimes I can tell that he notices me when I'm way down the street before I even get to him. And so I just wanted to see how far it was for real. And it was about right. about 4 or 5 houses down. I can see him. His little tail starts wagging. He starts shaking his little bottom. Feet get to stepping. And he's waiting on me. He's waiting on me. Annie, oh my gosh. Annie, when I first started going his way, I was like, what in the world? Whose little weenie dog is this? Like, you got to watch those. They have a big bark and a big bite. They may be little, but they got a big bark and a big bite. I don't care how small they are. They got a big bite to me. They got a big bite to me. But he was like, yeah. He said he saw you about 4 houses down. And I think I had told y'all that before. I told the chat that before. Seems like when I'm about 4 or 5 houses down, I'll see him start to look that way. He starts pointing that tail and his head get to moving around and start running around. And as soon as I get to the beginning of his yard, here he comes. Just a running and barking. Just running and barking. I'm like, you little bad joker. Because at first, the very first time I saw him, it's been some years now, probably about 3 years. First time I saw him, I was like, man, you better get this dog. Because I don't play with other people's dogs. But you better get this dog. Like, I've been around, and I'm around big dogs. But I don't care what size they are. I don't play with other people's little dogs. Little, medium, big, whatever it is. The little ones are the meanest ones a lot of times. They don't play. They don't play. They got a little body, and a big bite. They got a little body, a big bark, and a big bite. And sometimes the bite is bigger than the bark, okay? You know how they say like their bark is bigger than their bite? Sometimes the bite is bigger than the bark. Don't play with them. I'm afraid of them. Yeah, I'm like, don't play with them because you just don't know. Sometimes the bite is much bigger than the bark. And I don't care what size they are. I've been around like some of the big dogs that look like horses, okay? Dogs that look like horses. And then I've been around the ones like him. You know, they're about the size of a little cat. I don't play with him. But the first couple of times, I was like, why do you let this dog run to the street? And now the first couple of times he did get him onto him, but he didn't have a leash. And he's supposed to have a leash. He is supposed to have a leash. I'm okay once I get to know. Like I said, I've been walking that way from time to time for about 3 years. So I'm good with them. But when I don't know you, and then like I always say, you don't know all dogs, right? People's own dogs have turned on them. People's own dogs have turned on them, especially certain breeds. And people are always talking about, well, it's the owner. It's the way you train them. That's true. But they're still animals, right? They're beasts. Okay, somebody was asking me for directions, y'all, and I had no clue what they're talking about. I had no clue. I think I know they were talking about a church, but I have no clue if I'm telling them the right church. So I hope they find it. I hope they find it. So yes, watch the legs move. Look at the legs move. Get up and move your legs, your arms. Strut, strut, strut. Strut, strut, strut. 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. Get up and move something. Keep moving. Whatever it is, whatever groove thing you move, whatever groove thing you move and groove, keep moving. Keep moving. Be persistent and be consistent. Be consistent and be persistent about being consistent, okay? One begets the other. And if you're outside, just listen to the birds sing. Listen to the birds chirp. Listen to the birds talk as we walk and talk. Okay? As we walk and talk. So again, I don't care if you walk, jog, run, skip, hop, ride your bike, get on your elliptical, your treadmill, your walking pad, your mini stepper. I just told y'all 10 things again. Up and down the street, around the block, around the perimeter of your home. If you don't want to go outside because it's too hot, you don't like being bothered with bugs, allergies, it's too cold, whichever one it is, walk around the biggest room of your home. Do laps around the biggest room of your home, okay? Do laps around the biggest room of your home. Do laps around, if that room's not big enough, hey, form a walking trail inside your home, okay? Create a walking trail inside your home. Do 2 to 3 rooms, okay? If the biggest room in your house isn't enough, or if you just can't do it, get 2 or 3 other rooms. Create you a walking trail in your home. Go to a strip mall. Go to an indoor mall. Just get up and move and keep moving, keep grooving, keep going, keep cruising. Keep moving and grooving. 1 foot in front of the other. and put some pep in your step, okay? Utilize that waste. Utilize that waste. It'll help you to burn calories too. If that's your goal, when you stop like I am right now, keep moving. Keep moving. Let's go. Keep going. If at any time you become, you know, uncomfortable, you feel some discomfort, you're tired, or it doesn't feel good, slow down, get to where you need to go, and or stop. Slow down and or stop. You can always just start again later. Just start again later. You can always just start again later. If you feel uncomfortable in any way, shape, form, or fashion, slow down and sit down, okay? Slow down and sit down. If slowing down is good enough, then slow down. You need to sit down, then sit down. Always keep your head on a swivel, okay? Especially if you're outside or if you're, in an area where people, you don't have many people around that you know. Always be watchful. Always be mindful. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings. Then you get up the next day, next couple of days, next week, and you start back moving. Okay, I was looking at something. Hey, Annie. Annie says, how was your day? It was good, Annie. It was good. It was, I was off today. So, so that was a good thing. I was off today. I got some chores done. Not quite spring cleaning, but preparing to spring clean, if that makes sense. Preparing to spring clean. A lot of people do their spring cleaning, I guess, right before spring. But, which is a good time because it's still kind of cool, or it's cold. Most of the time it's cold. And you just get everything together. You get prepared, you get it together, and get everything, looking good, looking nice. Throw out some old things or pack some old things. You don't necessarily want to throw them out, but you want to pack them. So I did a little bit of that today. I did a little bit of that today. How about you? How was your day? How was your day at work today? So I didn't do too much though, not too heavy, just enough, just enough. I did more than I intended to do. You know how it is when you You want to do something, you plan to do it, and you say, well, I'm not going to do like a deep clean, or I'm going to only do so much. But once you get started, it's like, why not? It's like, why not? Okay, that's good. That's good. Working from home is a good thing. You get to, you know, how many, if anybody catches this replay, let me know if you ever work from home. And I remember one time we were talking about that in the chat or in the live. I had a live, we were talking about that, and people were talking about how they work from home, and it's so convenient because you get to use your own restroom. You don't have to worry about using the restroom at the job. You know how most people have a favorite restroom at the job? And then sometimes you get so mad when your favorite restroom is occupied. But when you're at home, you get to use your restroom at home. You get to eat how you would like to eat. You don't have to really, you take a lunch break, but you can kind of take it when you would like. Even if you have to like log off or something, you take it when you want to take it, as long as you're not on camera. And then when you are on camera, you just have to make sure that you're dressed appropriately from waist up. So there are so many perks to working from home. Whether you work from home every day or a couple of days, or even if it's just one day a week. Boy, that's that day you really have fun. Like unless you're really busy, because don't get it twisted now. When people work from home, a lot of times they are busy. Andy laughing. Like you get to use your own restroom. You get to go in and out of the kitchen. You use your own microwave, your own air fryer, whatever it is. You know, you just get the perks of being at home. Still getting paid, still getting the work done. Still getting paid, still getting the work done. Using your own facilities. And it says always waist up. Yep. 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 You know, you can just put on a pair of shorts, a pair of lounge pants, a pair of pajamas, a pair of whatever. You know, just make sure that you don't have a slip. Make sure that you don't have a camera slip, or the laptop doesn't fall over, tipped over the wrong way. Y'all, what if you got on, from the waist up, you got on a nice shirt, blouse, top. You're looking nice. And then your laptop slips over. And you got on just your underwear. You have on just your underwear. Because believe it or not, some people, it's bad when you work from home and you're running late for work. You work from home, but you're running late for work. It is possible, y'all. It is possible. I've done it before. You know, you're supposed to clock in. Now, if you don't have to clock in and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. But the only way they catch you then is if you're supposed to be in a morning meeting. Now they'll catch you that way. But if you don't have to be in some type of morning meeting, but you're running late, and so you throw your top on real quick. Well, you know what? You don't even have to do that to just log in. But say, for instance, you log in at 8 and your morning meeting is at like 8:30. You go, you use the restroom, you're cooking, you forget, you lose track of time, you're rushing in there to click on, and you sit down at your laptop, you know, like I said, you got your waist up, you good. And then you're in the middle of trying to just click, just log on and click on, and the phone slips or the laptop slips. Oh my gosh. And at the bottom, all you had on is your underwear. Oh my God. It's like, I know, I would be so embarrassed and so ashamed. I would be embarrassed to even tell anybody about it, because they'll be like, how are you late? How are you running late for work? How are you running late for work and you work from home? I don't know. It happens, okay? I was getting my coffee. I was getting my breakfast. Okay, I was using the restroom, lost track of time. I went in at 8:15, thought I would be out about 8:20, and it's 8:32. I'm supposed to be in this meeting at 8:30. And you're jumping on, and the darn phone slips, or the laptop slips and they see you in your slip. Who still wears a slip? But that's the funny thing. They might not see you in your slip. They're probably just going to see you in your underwear. Now, it's okay if you got on shorts because most of them, listen, most of them, they're just dressed from the waist up too. Right? They're just dressed up appropriately from the waist up too. But it would still be embarrassing. They would probably understand because they know they saw the phone topple out of your hand. They saw the laptop topple off the desk. But they would still laugh at you. I should work from home and work from the office the same. Yes. Yep. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. They say they do that so that they don't have those things to happen. Because, things like that can happen anyway. Things like that can just happen anyway. But a lot of people say that they treat working from home the same as working from the office because it keeps structure. It keeps them structured. It keeps them structured. Y'all hear him barking. Here he comes. Now this is my third go around. He wasn't out here the second time. He wasn't out here the second time. And it's so funny because Annie says exactly yes, and he keeps you structured. Because if you get too lax at home, it'll start to show. Even though you're working from home, it'll start to show. If you get too relaxed or too kind of lax about the things that you do because you're working from home, he back, y'all. He back. He was there the first time. The second time he wasn't. This time he back. He racing me. He's racing with me. Yep. Yeah. And he be looking so, his eyes be looking like he gonna tear something up. And then when I try to talk to him, why he give me the cold shoulder? His eyes be looking like he about to tear something up. And then as soon as I try to talk to him, he gives me the cold shoulder. I'm like, what? Don't be trying to act like you, he getting on my nerves, Annie. Don't be trying to act like you like me or you be missing me. Because his owner says he starts looking down the street sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, he probably ain't looking for me. You know, telling who he's looking for. But I think it's just a certain time of the day. He starts looking down the street. And then I get up there. You get the barking at me, running with me. Then sometimes he want to act antisocial. He want to come like midway between the house and the yard, and then come all the way to the street. And then sometimes he comes out there, and as soon as I say something to him, or I put the phone on him, he turns his head the other way. His little antisocial self. He acts antisocial. Ronald says, dog just want to have a walk with you. Laugh out loud. He does it every day. Yeah, I think he just wants to walk with me a little bit. But then when I stop to chat with him sometimes, he will stand there and then he'll look another way. I'm like, your little antisocial self. Stop being antisocial. Are we gonna talk or not? Don't be antisocial. Talk to me. He does, and I believe he knows my schedule too. Because again, I have to remember, I've been going that way for like 3 years. And he's been out there all the time. He's out there. Well, he's not out there every day. But if it's in the evening, late evening, he's out there. Most of the times. The other day, they had taken him and he had gotten a nice bath. They did his nails. They gave him a good bath. She said, hey, we got him a good bath. She was like, we got those ears, we got those eyes. She said, we did them up. Yeah, Ronald. Yeah, and I think he knows my schedule. And I just wonder if he would, because I don't know if you were on the live that day, Annie, but one day he was wanting to check on one of the neighbors. It was an elderly neighbor, and I think it had been a while, had been a little bit since he had seen her. So he didn't want to go. His wife wasn't home, and he didn't want to go, you know, by himself. So he asked me to go with him, and it was just across the street. And I went with them, and the dog, he came with us too. And he had this look on his face like, yeah, it was like a Scooby-Doo moment to me. He was like, this is the chick I'm barking at every day. Why are we walking together? He's like, this is the chick that I bark at every day. Why are we now walking together? So I think we confused him that day. Because when his owner, his dad was out there, and he was telling me what was going on, he was just looking at me, y'all. He was just looking. And I first stopped, and we first started talking, he was barking. He told him to be quiet. So he got quiet. And then, so as we walked across the street to the neighbor's house, he was walking with this look of curiosity like, I'm not quite sure what's going on. like, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know what's going on. But he was good. He was chill. And after we did, well, the lady never did come to the door, but she was okay. We did find out later that she was okay. And she didn't open the door because she was asleep. And so the next time that I saw him, after that, it was back to business as usual, y'all. It was back to business as usual. Back running to the curb, meet me at the street curb, and just barking his little self as much as he could. Bark, 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 bark. He's a cute little dog, though. He is cute. His coat is so nice and sleek. He's He came up on me before I knew it with that loud music, y'all. Y'all know I try to mute for the music. But I have to tell YouTube, it's not my music, YouTube. Okay? It's not my music. It's not. I do not own the rights to that music. Okay? I'm walking in the neighborhood. We're being easy breezy. Okay? Walking through the neighborhood, having a nice walk and talk in LionsPride Original. We're dropping nuggets. We're just having fun. And out of the blue, anytime you're outside, just like the birds I heard talking, chirping, and singing, sometimes we hear music. Sometimes we hear music. And we can't help it. So give us a break a little bit, please, because I appreciate you, YouTube, and I always tell you that I appreciate you. Just when I tell my subscribers, I appreciate them. The moderators, okay? The good trolls, because the good trolls do good things. Good trolls are okay. They come in and give you a view, okay? They come in and give you a view. So the good trolls, and we appreciate the platform. We appreciate you, YouTube. So no, we're not trying to make any noise. We're not trying to cause commotion. We're not trying to make a ruckus. We try to mute, but sometimes we don't always do it fast enough. And sometimes you don't think you need to mute. And next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. Somebody's beat, somebody's lyrics. There they go. There they go. These birds are getting it in, y'all. They having good conversation. The past couple of weeks, they've been having some good conversation. think these birds have better conversation amongst each other than adults do, than people do. I think these birds have better communication skills than some people. They sound so happy and carefree. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. We got a helicopter. We got an airplane in the distance. We got noise, okay? We got noise. We're slowing down because it's coming to an hour. It's been 58 minutes and 52 seconds and counting. We're going to try to do an hour today. Y'all know I don't like to keep it any longer than an hour. Okay, thank you to those who came into the chat. I appreciate you. Sometimes we get a chat of about 3 or 4. Sometimes we get a chat of about 11 or 12. Sometimes we get a chat with 1 or 2. But whatever it is, I appreciate you, each and every one of you. And even if it's nobody, again, I appreciate the platform because they offer it to us for free. And they give you the potential to make some coins. Some coins. I think that opportunity is what drives a lot of people crazy, but but hey, the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there. I think it drives some people insane, nuts, crazy. The opportunity to make a little bit. But but hey, the opportunity is there. Scooby-Doo moment. Definitely you had the dog confused. I know, Ronald. He was confused. He was confused. He was like, look, hold up, pump the brakes. Stop, stop, stop. I'm used to barking at her, staring her down, and I'm used to my pops talking to her and everything. She stops for a few seconds. She slows down, but I've never stopped and we've never walked together. I've always barked at her and attempted to run alongside her. But what are we doing walking together now, like this, as if we have someplace to be? So yeah, he was having a Scooby-Doo moment. So it has been 1 hour, you guys. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate you. If I didn't name someone, I think Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more came through. I haven't seen Shawanda in a while. I haven't seen Joyelle in a while. I saw Azrael. Haven't seen Mad Dog in a while. So if any of you catch the replay, or if I see you guys in the YouTube neighborhoods, streets, highways, and byways, I will say hello to you then. You guys, don't let bothered people bother you, okay? Don't let stressed people stress you out, all right? Because bothered people tend to bother people, okay? Stressed people tend to stress other people out. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, that could be somebody else's home, somebody else's spot, somebody else's channel, somebody else's page. It could be any place. If you find yourself there, grab your belongings, grab your grip, and go, okay? Thank you, Annie. I appreciate the emoji, kissy face emoji. Sending you one back to you. Sending one back to you. Definitely sending one back to you. So if you find yourself in any of those places, please just grab your stash, grab your grip, grab your things, and go. And if they come into your spot, into your place, into your lounge, kick them out of there, okay? Kick them out of there. Anything that disrupts your peace, your sanity, your clarity, get it out of there. If you're in their place, GYGAG. That means grab your grip and go. If they come to your place, GTGAG. Let them grab their grip and go. Say bye, toodaloo, see you later. Or not, but you got to go. You got to get up out of here. You ain't got to go home. You ain't got to go to your lounge, but you got to get out of here. Put them out of your ecosystem, okay? Because you want all things to be equal as possible anyway. in your ecosystem. They may not be perfect, but they can be as equal as possible. Remember the R words: release, release that garbage, release that mess, release the things that are weighing you down in a negative way. Relate to the things that you can, to the things that you can't, you got to release, right? Resolve the issues that you can, those that you can't. Just be mindful and pay attention, and prayerfully God will resolve those things for you. Okay? Remember who you are. Remember the positive things that you used to do that maybe you don't do anymore, not because you don't want to, but sometimes your schedule just doesn't allow. Remember those things that bring you peace that you do. Hopefully they can bring you peace again. Revisit them. Revisit them by doing them again. Starting them back up. Some old hobbies. Some old anything, whatever it is. Hobbies, trips. Hadn't been on a vacation in a while? Take yourself on a vacation. Right? Take someone with you. But if you don't have someone to take with you, just be as safe as you possibly can. Never be alone. Make sure that you're never alone until you're going to wherever you're going to spend that night or those couple of nights. Right? Rejuvenate. Sometimes you need to get those vacations so you can rejuvenate. Replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul. Right? Reevaluate. Do some self reevaluation. Reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate some things. Right? Reevaluate where you plan to, where you're going. Reevaluate some of your plans. Just reevaluate. All right? Restore some things. It's kind of like revisiting. You know, you got to restore sometimes. Sometimes you don't really have to go get something or go find it. Sometimes it's right there in your home. It's right there within you, but you need to restore it or reconstruct it, rebuild it. Right? Sometimes you have to tear it down and remake it. See, those R words are something else. Right? Give yourself a rose. Those R words are something else. So replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul. And when you're out exercising, remember, of course it's for your physical health. They say that your health is your wealth. Over here in LionsPride, I say that your health and fitness are your wealth, right? So replenish physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay? Refurbish. Go out and refurbish some things. Go out in your garage. Go look at some things in your home. Maybe you want to refurbish them. Refurbish some of the things, some of the way that you do things. See, you don't just have to refurbish material things. You can think about the way that you go about things, the way that you handle things at work, the way that you handle things with your family. You got any relationships that you maybe want to restore, reconstruct, rebuild? Because after all, Annie says fast. That's right, Annie. After all, you may not like them. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You may not like them. But hopefully you haven't gone beyond not liking them, right? So go restore, rebuild, replenish. You don't have to have the same type of relationship that you had before, but just restore. Do you necessarily have to talk to them again? No, you don't. But if it's family, try to restore. Try to rebuild. Okay? Do some things to make you feel rejuvenated. Rebound. Okay? Sometimes you got to rebound. Sometimes you got to rebound from some things. Sometimes there are things that happened to you in the past and you really haven't dealt with them. So you just always suppress them. Reevaluate those things. Okay? You got to deal with them. Find a way to deal with them, even if it means getting some help dealing with them. Don't worry about what people say and think. Right? Because every day, what have I told y'all? Every day, people, whether people want to admit it or not, and maybe some people more so than others, walk a thin line. Just like there's a thin line between love and hate, there's a thin line between sanity and insanity for some people. And you walk that line. At any given moment, you're right here, you're on the same side. Sometimes you're way over here, and the line is there. All right? Then you get a little closer, depending on what's going on, and now you're right here walking the line. So at any given moment, you can fall back more into sanity, or you can fall on the insane side, right? Sometimes it's the slightest thing that pushes a person to the side of insanity. So just kind of rebuild, revisit things that keep bothering you, because they're visiting you anyway. If they're still bothering you, they're visiting you anyway, right? And you won't be able to erase those things. Hopefully you have grown from them. Hopefully you've not, if it was mistreatment of some sort, or just whatever it was, hopefully you have learned to maneuver so that those things don't happen again. Because sometimes there were things that you had no control of. And so hopefully you learned, even though it's something that was not any fault of your own, hopefully you still learned something from it. And so if you do learn to deal with it the correct way, when it does start to bubble up, then you can suppress it in a healthier way. See, sometimes people think of the word suppression, it's kind of like selfish. Selfish, that four-letter word self-commitment, self-love, self-determination, self-motivation. Selfishness. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to, display some selfishness sometimes. Because you want to take care of your family. I know that. We put God first in family. Listen, you got to take care of yourself sometimes in order to continue to do those things, right? So, when things have happened in the past that you have properly dealt with or to the best of your ability, it's okay to go ahead and suppress those things. Once you've dealt with it, see, suppression can be bad if you haven't dealt with it. But once you've dealt with that thing or those things or whatever it is, you've dealt with them properly, and you learn ways to resist allowing it to overtake you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, it's okay then to suppress it when it starts to rise up to irritate you again. All right? The way you're speaking now, flowing, it's like I'm listening to the radio station. Like you're listening to the radio station. Number one platform whereby there is number one presenter bringing up wellness topics based on life reality, and it kicks in. Right. You gotta. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way, Ronald. That's the whole goal in my walk and talks, to uplift, encourage, and to push someone in a good direction. All right, to do something or say something to make them. Yesterday, we talked about motivating people. I've learned that my goal is really not to motivate other adults, but it's to encourage them to motivate themselves. I want to encourage them to motivate themselves. Because a lot of times you won't have someone to motivate you, and you have to motivate yourself. When you get in certain binds, certain situations, you have to motivate yourself. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. You know what it is. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. And you know why. I say it every day. Without peace, there's what? There's chaos. There's havoc. Without positivity, of course, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity roam and live together, hold hands and walk together, I'm not going to say you won't prosper, because that's not my call. What I'm going to say is that you might not prosper to your fullest potential. Okay? You want to prosper to your fullest potential as much as you can. Okay? You want to prosper to your fullest potential as much as you can. All right? So I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity, so that hopefully you can do that. Right, Annie. PPP. Peace, positivity, and prosperity, and walk patiently into your purpose. So we like those R words. We like those P words, right? We like that four-letter word that starts with an S. It's called self. Again, self-love, self-motivation, self-determination, self-worth, self-respect, self-control, self-acknowledgement. Okay? So I will see you guys. Thank you so much, Annie, for being here with me. Thank you, Ronald, for coming in and hanging out with us. I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you who did. I think Betty was in here earlier from Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. And Tashana came through. Tashana Hines Trucker White. So I thank each and every one of you guys. See, when a lot of people don't come through, I can remember, or I can just easily scroll back up. I don't mind having a small chat because when you start to have a big chat, things start getting chaotic. Remember, we want to keep peace because without peace, there's chaos, right? When you get those bigger chats, things start to get chaotic. People start to get into this or to that. So I like it like this. I like it like this. It's always been like this. Except for a little short time. It got a little chaotic. And we had to bring some peace. Okay? We had to bring some peace. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, a wonderful rest of your week. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Hump day, right? It will be what? The weekend again before you know it. The first weekend of April. So 2 months ago was what? February. 28 days in February. And we always say it goes so fast. But 2 months ago, technically it was February. 2 months from now will be June. And we will be in the month that's the half point of the year, guys. The years fly by so fast. Like I always say, when we're kids, we think that they're flying by slow. But once you become adults, it seems like they just really fly by. So protect your peace. Protect your mindset. All right? Peace, positivity, and prosperity. It's 2:23 this side of the continent. 2:23. Wow. Thanks. Waking up and going to work with the PPP with me in the morning. Thank you. I appreciate you. Keep safe. Be well. Thank you, Ronald. And I hope that you subscribed. If you weren't already subscribed, thank you for coming in and come back. Thank you for coming in and come back. Annie says, enjoy the rest of your evening, Lions. Thank you, Annie. You do as well. You guys stay safe, stay blessed, and have, again, a wonderful rest of your week. Bye, y'all. Again, subscribe, Ronald. Come back. I enjoyed you.